Yo, what's good? What's happening? We back. Brand new episode of Attack on Culture. This your boy Chris J. Got the boy Trail Sav here.
You're
Got the boy Cam here.
yo.
Yo. All right, we all here. We all glad to be back for you guys, giving you this great content that we give you guys on a weekly basis or a bi-weekly basis. My apologies. Episode 3, we're glad to be here. Thank you guys for all the support we've been getting. YouTube been booming, TikTok been booming, so greatly appreciate it. So shout out to our new viewers, new subscribers. Continue sharing, letting the people know you rock with us, whichever way you found us, whether it's from ads, whatever. I don't care. Social media, appreciate you guys checking out the content, viewing it. New episode 3 is from the ring been up. Check that out. Also check out Cam's new series, the Gotcha on the Gotcha. I'll let him go ahead and talk about that.
Yes, sir. So, I figured this is something I've been having stewing in the works for a decent amount. You know, I'm a degenerate gamer, so unfortunately, I do play gotcha games. Unfortunately, so I figured, hey, let's make some content on it. And so that's what sparked the idea of Gotcha on the Gotcha. And essentially, it's just going to be things related to gotcha gaming, pulls on banners, content on those games, and we've been, since I've released it, I think this past week, I have 4 videos out right now. 3 of them are Honkai Star Rail and one of them is Nikke, and we've been getting some really good engagement, so appreciate the support for the series and more things to come. If you are listening on the audio streaming side, whether that be SoundCloud, Google Podcasts, Apple, and you are interested, you play gotcha games, you play a lot of Hoyoverse games. That's one of the reasons why I want to do is because those are very popular games. Check out our YouTube channel, check out the series. A lot more to come as far as content online. This week in particular, this is the week of the 4th as of this recording. Expect some videos on Nikke, Crown banners coming out, and then also Zenless Zone Zero. A new banner's dropping for that, so expect some videos and some showcases on that end as well. And we've also been getting a lot of good comment engagement as well. Thank you for people who comment. We like that engagement. I like to see what you guys think of the video. So please continue to comment. Please let us know what you think of the series. And look forward to more.
Most def. So make sure you guys, if you haven't yet, like, comment, subscribe to this video and to the channel. Make sure you also follow the TikTok page as well. You Tweeking Media on there. And follow our Twitter page directly. Twitter, X. Well, it might be back to Twitter soon, depending on how y'all choose to fucking vote. But it might go back to Twitter eventually. But follow Attack on Culture Twitter page as well. So that said, let's go ahead and get into this. Get into our intro.
One more thing before we start, Chris. We also got we got our YouTube Shorts working. I want to give a big shout out to our homie Miles, that he works on the clips behind the scenes. He's been absolutely integral to us getting this TikTok and YouTube short thing situated. So we have like, we'll upload it as it comes, and we get clips for Attack on Culture, Threes from the Ring, Gotcha on the Gotcha, all other stuff on the channel. So please check out those shorts, and like I said, our YouTube as well. And also want to thank you guys for 150 subscribers. Like, come on now, that's awesome. We just celebrating milestones over here. A lot of people might go like, it's only 100, but to us, it's a big deal. We've been working on this. We've been working on this stuff for a while, bro. And to see the engagement that we're getting right now recently is just encouraging us on a content creation standpoint. It's encouraging me on a content creation standpoint. And so thank you guys so much for that as well. And just another thing, update on the Sparking Zero review. I was getting stuff situated with Gotcha on the Gotcha. So I will be working on, we got all of our art commission stuff as well. Shout out to the homie Extra, giving us A+ art as usual. So I'll be working on scripting and stuff. So I would say mid-November for Sparking Zero. Don't quote me on that, but that's what we're aiming for. So be on the lookout for that as well. And go ahead, Chris. I just got that all out.
Yeah, let's go ahead. Our intro. So what's been going on in our world? So pretty much still Sparking Zero. I have been also blessed with well, you want to take it or not, but because I'm not buying 2K until further notice, but my shorty has bought me 2K. Been playing it. I will sit and say this. I probably say this every year at this point since it's been bought for me. I actually like this 2K for now. Keyword for now. We'll see. But either way, Sparking Zero still playing a lot of that, enjoying it.
2K love you.
Yeah, I know. Hey, look, I told this funny thing. I made a deal. I'm like, you can buy me 2K. It's all love. I ain't gonna trip. But either way, I'm not the one investing into it. But either way, but shout out to Sparking Zero, still loving it. Really want it. Like it's really enjoying. That's all I can really say. I'm really enjoying the damn game. Also, FGO Cool Black storyline. Like that's sweat right there. That's pure sweat. Like God damn.
Hands.
Look, man, that's some sweat right there, man. Like why? Why is all I can say in regards to that level of sweat. But still enjoying it though. Shout out to the people still getting beat up by Yajiropes and all of that. Like, hey, like shout out to the rage quitters. Anime side, just real quick. Still everything that I said I've been watching. Also, I'm actually caught up on Don. That actually is my anime of this season so far. That really that's one of them ones. Out to that. But I will say just one I had to stand up out on ReZero this past week. Look, man, just let the man Subaru reset, man. This man is going through it. Like my man is going through it, G. Like for one, his shorty already got kidnapped and being actually a virgin. That's OC as hell. And then my man's is literally dealing with a lolly on top of that. Then the lolly is torturing this man, took his leg, and then now the man is drowning. Look, man, let the man's reset, G. Let him reset. He's ready for a reset, G. He's going through it. But yeah, that's it for me, though.
That man going through it. And I would say, I was actually talking to Dion about this a while ago. Because, like, in a light novel, I don't know if they gotten past this part yet, but, like, apparently he's supposed to be getting a lot of, like, some of those witches' powers, and he be getting, like, a lot, like, some really good glow-ups. So I'm waiting for them to touch on that, because he do get some real nigga moments in the light novel that I've been seeing. But yeah, that's it. On the anime side, also same old. 365 days to their marriage. That show was on the chopping block for me. Because the main male character. Well, both the main characters are pissing me off. The main male character is a bitch, and he is like it's. At first, I was like, but now it's not cute anymore. It's not funny anymore. So that show's on the chopping block for me. And it takes a lot for me to put a rom-com. I say rom-com. This shit not even funny. That's another reason why it's on the chopping block.
Damn.
It takes a lot for me to want to drop it, but yeah, it's not doing it for me. On the gaming side, so I did finish Metaphor over the weekend. I was playing. I'm not doing a review of it. I just don't got the time and patience for it. Not even recording the gameplay for it either. So. Not doing it. I can't do it.
You can use. I will hook my joint up right now. I would take all the gameplay. It'd be Weenie Hunt Jr. gameplay. But we gotta talk. You know what? We ain't got. You know.
I don't know. Like I gotta see how I'm feeling after Sparking Zero. Let me see how I'm feeling after Sparking Zero. And
God, bro, that game. You know what, Cam? I talked to you about it. I got an idea about something else, but.
We'll bookmark that. Rain check it on it. But it is, man, 10 out of 10. It is my game of the year for sure. Ooh. Right now, definitively. I had some of my reservations about the story, but the plot twist that happens, like I guess you want to call it the third act of the game, really got me sunk in my teeth to the game. I couldn't put it down. So it was really good story. Gameplay is amazing, like I said before in the last episode. So I'm currently doing New Game Plus because I'm trying to go for the platinum. It's a big if.
It's an easy platinum. You
are easy platinum, but it's time. And them niggas talk a lot in that game. So it just is what it is. And that also going into another thing I wanted to talk about, which is this week. Birthdays on November 8th. Got a lot of games coming out, or one game in particular that's coming out that I'm really looking forward to, which is Mario and Luigi. I think it's called Brothership or Brotherhood. That's coming on the Switch. If you are a RPG fan, this is a very hype release for me, because if you were a kid like me and you played the Game Boy Advance and you played this gem known as Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga, that was one of the best Mario RPG games I've ever played in my life. And we actually, I think last year we had got news that the studio that created the series actually got bankrupt and shut down, but they actually made a comeback. And so now this is the game that we're getting. So it's been a while. The last one we got was on the 3DS. I think it was Bowser's Inside Story, which came out a while ago. So I'm very much looking forward to it. It dropped November 7th. So that, and then the next week after, Dragon Quest 3, the HD remaster drops. I'm looking forward to that game as well. So, man, what a time to be an RPG. I feel so sorry for y'all closed-minded gamers that just only play one specific genre of gamers, bruh. I just don't understand. I would hate to play games like that, bro. It's such a beautiful horizon. So many things, so many gems out there, especially if you're an RPG fan. This has been I don't care. 2024 has been the year for RPG gamers, and we've been eating so much. And I dare somebody to just say this.
I'm a cap and say this, but Baldur's Gate made these niggas stuff their game up. It's cap what I'm saying. The Baldur's Gate made these niggas stuff their game up.
Well, Atlas been cooked this year. Atlas cooked this year.
Atlas probably in the studio of the year.
In the chef's kitchen, just been cooking up gems and masterpieces, bro. Sega too, because Sega owns Atlas. So, I mean, Sega been going crazy this year as well. So, been really good gaming wise. That's it for me.
Oh man, for me, all I do is try to play my game. I've been doing other stuff on the side, but really, all I've been playing. if I'm in a party joking around, I play Card Shop Simulator. It's a very all you do is click one button type game if you got a nigga working your cash register. But when I'm really playing a game, I'm playing Metaphor. It is the game of the year, I think. If people are gonna say Wukong ain't got enough depth, they ain't got enough oomph. The water a little too shallow. So I am enjoying Metaphor.
Yeah, that one Wukong fan that commented on one of our shorts, bro. He would hate to hear you say that.
Oh man,
dang, G.
I don't even got to respond.
On our ass. That's
I'm
crazy.
I'm trying to turn a new leaf to positive trail, man. I ain't even got to respond to that. I hope his day going great, bro. But I probably just left my favorite dungeon. It started out to be the dungeon I hated the most, but it turned out to be my favorite, pure on the aspect of if you needed to grind, you can grind out. It was the Dragon Temple, where you get I can't think of her name right now, but the dungeon started off horrible with going down them stairs of pure shadows. I positively hate stuff like that. I know if you pay attention, if you read and things of that nature, you can get through it fast. I personally hate it because I like to run in games like that. So, but after you get past the smoke and mirrors, it becomes a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful dungeon. I absolutely love that game. I would say if anybody is scared to get into Atlas games, that is the perfect game to start with. I'm not going to hold you. Don't start with a Shin Megami Tensei game. Don't even start with Persona 5. Start with that. I think that game will usher you into it is extremely casual friendly, extremely casual friendly. Is there a lot of talking? Yes, but a lot of you niggas need to start reading anyway. I did my reading in school. I graduated with a 3.8. It ain't a 4.0, but it's better than most of you niggas. So I ain't gotta.
Kind of scary.
I'm cool. I'm straight. I can read really well, but you niggas need that. I heard what you niggas doing in class. Teachers talk about it on TikTok. Locking into that game is gonna help you out. But it's my game. It was gonna be very hard to take Final Fantasy Rebirth out because when you hit a 9.5 on trail scale, it's a really good game. And that game is like a 10. I don't have one problem with Fantasia. I got not a lot. I got like 2 problems with Rebirth, but Metaphor, Fantasia, whatever. I said Fantasia, whatever. That long name, Atlas really have been cooking. It's a lot of RPGs, not just JRPGs that's coming out. God darn, I know it's the topic of like a lot of grifters, but Dragon Age, people who actually played the game say they really enjoyed it and stuff like that. So Dragon Age is another. I didn't touch it, but
I'm not getting it.
Yeah, Cam not getting it, but it is I'll see it next year when I got some time on my hand. But it is a
PlayStation Plus.
But I enjoy the content that I remember like it was yesterday. I was in my basement and me and Cam just like fused our PlayStations or whatever. It became the ultimate fusion to this day. But I talked to Cam. I was like, bro, what is this Persona game is about? And you told me, hey, play it, you'll enjoy it. And since then, I ain't have to worry about no COD, no 2K, no, like it's nothing. Niggas was really enlightened. Like niggas was really enlightened. I locked in. Now I think I don't know if 15 came out before that or after that. I
came out before.
I'm old. I'm about to say I'm old, but 15 was really my start. But like Persona was like, dang, I could really do this turn-based stuff if I really tried. So I'm just saying that to end this with saying, step out y'all shells when it comes to these video games, man. It's a lot out there. Quit getting finessed. Please stop getting finessed. There's games that are just happy for you to turn them on. Them niggas rejoicing over 1 million copies, 5 million sold. While Call of Duty and them being mad and making you spend a whole bunch of money on different sound options and stuff like that because they only sold 300 million. So please brighten your horizon with video games. Try something new. I try something new almost every month, a year, because my friends, I'm not one of them niggas that be like, no, I ain't trying to play all that. And my friends say, Trail, try this out. I'm going to try it out. So,
respect. But let's go ahead and move on to our news. So, in our news space, really most of the news is gaming related. It is what it is. Hey, but main anime news that we got going on is the Steins Gate reboot has been announced. It is on its 15th anniversary for the visual novel or light novel, whichever one. I don't care. But if you're not familiar with what Steins Gate is, it's a sci-fi anime series featuring main character is Rentaro Okabe. And if you into time manipulation, sci-fi, and just stuff like that, and stress, it's really stressful, but good story overall. Highly recommend it. So, but it is getting a reboot, even though the crazy thing is like there's multiple timelines in this series. So the interesting thing is what timeline are they going to go with? Because if you watch the first season, it's different than the second season. In terms, it's a whole different timeline of where things happen and based on certain decisions that go on. So, highly recommend the series. You haven't checked it out. I'm
Rick
definitely
and Morty of anime, you saying, huh?
Dang.
Rick and Morty not bad.
Rick and Morty isn't bad, but more of a serious tone. More of a serious tone.
I know DC probably really looking forward to it too, because I know he talks about Steins Gate a lot.
Yeah, DC is one who put me on to it. So definitely check it out though. It's on Crunchyroll, so you easy to find. You don't have to use your you don't gotta duck the "Can you survive 5 seconds playing this game" ad shit. So Crunchyroll if you don't need to.
You don't have to take to the high seas.
Exactly. So you don't have to put the pirate hat on and let's go hit the grand line. But either way, definitely check it out if you haven't. Good series, I highly recommend it. So that's that in regards to that. Then onto the gaming side, it's a lot to hit on. But let's start off with Ubisoft slander. Ubisoft is dropping NFTs. in 2024, which I didn't know was possible. But Cam, I'll let you talk about.
Yeah, it was a shadow drop. They thought they can get away with it, but when it comes to Ubisoft, we always ready to give them the slander. But they dropped it's called Champions Tactics Remora Chronicles. It is a PvP tactical RPG game on the PC, and it's basically a front to sell NFTs. Which at this point, Ubisoft, this is not the move. Like,
I know me.
Your name is synonymous with negativity. Like your name is synonymous with just pure slop. Star Wars didn't sell well. People, even ignoring the anti-DEI losers, not a lot of hype is garnered towards Assassin's Creed Shadow because you yourselves keep trying to kill that game, and then now you just silently dropping an NFT game. It's a bad look. It's a real bad look, but it's to be expected of Ubisoft. I'm actually surprised that they didn't do this sooner, because Ubisoft is a game company that always likes to do things out of the times. And so, yeah. So if you're don't do it. I'm not even gonna meme about it or be sarcastic about it. Don't look at it. Don't support this. Let them take the L on this and let them realize that, like, hey, maybe take some time and start making some good games again.
I ain't got too much to say on it. Yeah, but if you get rug pulled by Ubisoft, you deserved it.
Right?
You can finesse about Ubisoft.
If you look at the game, looks so bad.
I'm not even about to waste.
It looks real. It literally looks like first year dev student. Like it's bad. Baby's first video game. It is terrible. So don't get finessed.
If you get rug pulled by Ubisoft, you deserve everything that happened to you in your financial future. You did.
All I'm do is just question: do you love yourself?
No, if you buy NFTs, you do not love yourself. If you doing anything in the NFT space that don't involve finessing dumb niggas, you don't love yourself, bro. Because that's the only thing you get out of the NFT space. It's still finessing dumb niggas, bro.
Like, bro, Ubisoft stuck in 2020. G Muggs was sitting at the crib, said, "Hey, bro, we gotta make money. What we want to do? NFTs? Fire that man, G."
And they're still in a really bad spot financially. Really bad.
No, don't worry. 10 cent. Is it 10 cent?
I think it was 10. Yeah.
10 cent about to scoop them niggas up real quick.
Yikes.
I ain't gotta worry.
Yikes. But speaking of getting scooped up and shut down, Sony has shut down Concord Studio.
It got shut down?
Hey, that joint happened, not, what is it? It took longer than I expected. I forgot about Concord until I saw that thing get shut down. Like,
yes, no.
I thought it was going to be week 2. I ain't going to hold you. I thought Firewalk was going week 2, but them niggas got to save up their cash before stuff got real.
If you were like a developer, anybody working in that studio, and the second that Sony shut the game down and y'all weren't looking for a new job, bro.
Yeah, you supposed to update your resume as soon as that game got canceled.
As soon as that game got officially shut down, would have been updating LinkedIn profile, reaching out to my connections, and trying to get up out of here. Because everybody, like, you don't have to be a business major. Literally, you don't have to go to college for this. We know how this goes. When a game fails, and we also have to understand, Concord failed on a spectacular level, like unprecedented. We have never seen something like a large studio like Sony promoting a large AAA game, advertising the hell out of it. It comes out and they shut it down within 2 weeks. We've never seen that. Other games have taken longer, but the fact that
I was gonna say the closest is probably Anthem.
And Anthem was like months.
Yeah,
like years, I think, before they like officially shut that down. Like a year, I think. So like we've never seen a large AAA like studio like Sony like release a game and then shut it down within 2 weeks. It is an unprecedented flop. So we all knew it was gonna. I mean, video game studios have been shut down for less. So like we knew it was gonna happen. It sucks for like because like we can clown on Sony, and deservedly so, because I don't know why you thought this was a good idea. Whoever was your business analyst, you need to fire them. But the people who are working on the game don't have a lot of say-so in how their game is supposed to go. They're the grunt workers. They just get orders from up above, and they have to design the game. So I feel sorry for them. Wish them good luck in their future endeavors as they search for more games within. I mean, it's rough to look for games in the video game industry nowadays. It's rough. I wish them luck on that.
You niggas said the moment you shut down, y'all want to start updating, nigga. Beta test 1.
Oh yeah,
nobody was on that hole.
The beta test, yeah, because
LinkedIn would have said open looking for work immediately, bro.
Because they
nigga, what?
They had put a tweet out. A tweet out saying like, we got like a lot of like hundreds of thousands of people who played our beta specifically because when the live game came out, nobody was playing that shit. So they had to brag about their playing numbers during the beta sessions. Oh, so this was like writing was on the wall. We knew it.
So I shouldn't ask Chris this question because he probably don't play games like that. So, but feel free to answer, Chris. Other than Valve, would you say this is the death to live service? Other than the ones that's already popular. So really, was just Warzone, Valorant, and Fortnite. And other than Valve, because Valve got like Deadlock coming out, and them niggas love that game already. Would you say
the game's even officially out yet either?
and them niggas love that. Them niggas playing with characters that T-pose as they shoot, bro. I'm not lying to you, bro. You can go on play if you can get a chance to play Deadlock, and you can see they'll show you the characters they got in development. They don't even have names. The niggas got freaking emojis as they name and stuff like that.
Yo,
and niggas playing with them. Niggas like Deadlock for some reason. Oh, look, my computer ain't strong enough for that. But would you say this is the end of companies going full-fledged live service?
I answer first, but just I still pay attention to the industry either way. But it has to be because you have to I'm looking at it in the sense of, okay, you mentioned what are the most consistent ones. COD, and that's an annual release either way, but they just stacked the previous games onto the new game. I mean the previous game. Fortnite, which literally that's a cultural thing at this point. Fortnite literally has a whole goddamn Kamala skin, I believe I saw.
Not skin, they got a map, nigga. They ain't got no I don't think you'll be able to shoot a president-elect with a fake gun in a video game. Bro.
But either way, she popped up in fucking Fortnite. But and then what was the other one you said? Valorant.
Yeah.
And that's more like the hardcore. I'm in the
Overwatch
field.
too. My bad, Overwatch niggas. I play the game too. My bad, niggas, y'all.
we'll give Overwatch that credit as well for a certain
number 6. Monthly.
But either way, and I would say 2 of those games is under Activision, which is one of the biggest AAA studios anyway with Overwatch and COD. Then, like I said, Fortnite's cultural. That's just what it is. It's a free game that does itself. So that's some kids' sole game on a console is fucking Fortnite. So
parents deserve to get arrested. That's a big.
That's when they look, man. Kids, they can't afford games. That's on their mamas. Their mama said V-Bucks is cheaper than $60-$70 game, bro. So
we got to put y'all on game, bro.
Hey, look, that's all I can say. We got
to put little Timmy on game, bro. So
look, man, it is what it is. Then, but either way, if those the only pure successful ones, and everything else that tries to come out, like we had the Suicide Squad game. That tried to be live service. That literally got, as soon as people found out it was live service, people got triggered. At this point, you have to look at it as publishers and developers. If you're not competing with the big big three, honestly, I'm gonna go with the big three, and with Overwatch being the little brother that wished, why am I investing in something that's not going to succeed? I would throw Destiny in there as well. Destiny
done.
Oh, that's done.
So,
okay.
But because we like not to be that guy. It's not done in terms of people still playing it, but as being a big phenomenon.
No,
it's not as big, but still, either way, it still has a form of success for itself. Either way, like you still got some type of people who still consistently play and they still drop shit. But if you're not like in that category, or even bare minimum of being an Overwatch or even a Destiny, what are you doing? Like you're constantly making content for literally nobody to really sit there, invest, and buy into. So I hope it is a wake-up call, because then you can get more single-player games. You can invest into actual games that people will want to consume, instead of being like, you know what, we're going to let the indie people really hold down the single-player experience and just let the ones who want to hold multiplayer down, let them hold it down. That's just how I view it. Let this, like, I think what would be best for gaming now will be people need to get back into playing single player games, whether it's the RPGs, and just other action adventure games, or even shooting games. Just be single player focused. Everything don't need to be multiplayer. Simple as that. That's why I think the industry needs to get back into, from my perspective.
Yeah, in a utopian society, what you just said would be absolutely perfect, but unfortunately, the gaming industry,
we don't live in it.
It's a cesspool and a piece of shit. And the thing is that the thing that you had talked about, and I'll make this quick. We move on to the next topic. The thing that you also talked about, when we talk about the big three, like Fortnite, Warzone, Valorant, Apex, whatever you want to throw in as number three.
Yeah, Apex.
As long as there is a leading industry, everybody, when people make live service games, they want to be the next Fortnite. So that's the problem nowadays when it comes to these live service games. And Sony's still trying to drop live service games. They originally had like 12 planned. They reduced it down to 6 after Concord's failure, but they still want to release live service games. And the reason is because people want that Fortnite money. We want that Call of Duty money. They want to be the next big thing when it comes to live service games. And live service games is a market for money, top of money, battle passes, skins, microtransactions. They want that. These companies don't want these executive leaderships. They don't want you to buy something for $60-$70 and that's it. They don't want that. They want you to continue to purchase, and suck up every little fucking money that you got in your wallet as possible. That's the goal. And how do we do that? How do we do that without spending as much money possible on our end? You know, we can. I mean, like when it comes to single player games nowadays, it takes so much to develop a single player. Like years. Kingdom Hearts 3 took 14 years to develop. My nigga, it's about to be like year 4 or 5, and we have only gotten one trailer for Kingdom Hearts. For Kingdom Hearts 4. We have gotten.
You gotta remember the director. He don't remember the story, G. So he got to rewatch YouTube clips.
Dragon Quest 12 got announced years ago. We haven't gotten anything in regards to Dragon Quest 12. So these like single.
Don't let me hit them niggas with that Elder Scrolls teaser. Don't let me hit the niggas with that Elder Scrolls teaser, bro.
Like we had
niggas saw a mountain.
Like again, single player games take a lot more effort to develop nowadays, more so than ever. And game companies don't want to invest all that money just for us to pay $60 and that's it. They don't want that. So they want that continuous live service game that gives them a ton of money. And that's why, like, I think personally, Sony got an L with Concord, but these companies are going to keep going. It's the same thing with gacha games. Everybody wants to be the next Genshin Impact. If you looked in the gacha sphere, there are so many open world gacha RPGs coming out next year. It's ridiculous. A lot coming out next year is because we are in a market industry of followers. Nobody wants to be a trendsetter. People want to be the next Fortnite. People want to be the next Genshin Impact. And as long as we have that mantra, it's not going to go away. I mean, we may see some people try to drift off towards it, but there's still, like, these major game companies, they want that golden apple. What they call it in Ubisoft, the Assassin's Creed, the apple of Eden or whatever they call it. Yeah. They want that golden apple. They want that Fortnite success. And so until they get that, we'll keep getting live service.
I'm Gucci. We can go to the next one.
All right, so last piece of news: the Monster Hunter beta dropped this past weekend, didn't it? So
it started with Wednesday, day trail.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
I think it ends today.
It might go on. I don't know. You gotta look it up because it was PlayStation had an exclusive, then it stopped, and then it everybody has a chance to play it now. But it might end today. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. But it's look. Any other year, Monster Hunter might win Game of the Year. Monster Hunter Wilds probably win Game of the Year. They gotta pray for a delay in that other juggernaut that's coming out of the winter of that year, but end of the year it wins. R.I.P. Horizon Zero Dawn. That remake came out doing Monster Hunter Wilds beta.
Timing, bro. Like
horrible timing. That's what happens when you sell your soul to the devil. Things like that just start happening. But no, I played it. Me and Cam was kind of like a duo, so I don't really play the game unless he really played it. But so I did as much as possible. And it's a beta.
Yeah,
that's like a tease to me, especially something that great, like a tease to me. But some of the things that I got from it, it's smooth. It's the open world.
Turn on performance mode though, because that game default starts off on graphics mode, which game companies stopped doing that. We don't care about your graphics. Set priority to performance.
Yeah, but it's smooth. It like fight wise. I feel sorry for you, Insect Glaze nigga. They nerfed their weapon, but that's it.
Oh my god, pissed me off, bro.
Yeah. I would say this. It's great. It's a Monster Hunter game. You're going to get what you want. But one of the best quality of life things they got, they let you take 2 weapons with you.
Yes.
That's
really good.
let me tell you something.
Hey, that's a huge upgrade.
Let me tell you something, bro.
That's a significant upgrade in life.
Ain't nothing. I don't know who was in that studio cooking that hard, but that nigga need a Michelin star, bro. Like he went crazy. Like that's good. The creative character thing is getting better. Hopefully next year we get to start messing with dimensions. I mean, next game we get to mess with dimensions of things. But it's going to be good. I don't know how I feel about the talking protagonist. It just seemed kind of awkward in a game like that. Excuse me, I got hiccups out of nowhere. But it's really good, man. And I feel so sorry for it because only one person that I heard that say that's the only game they're gonna play next year. Unfortunately for me, it's a juggernaut coming, man. I'm telling you, bro. If you're gonna be looking for a job
on the same month as Yakuza 2, so
yeah, shout out to that. If you're gonna be looking for a job next year, you planning to quit your job. There's gonna be a bunch of openings around November, December. Bet on it. So lock in. But I would say that beta really showed that Capcom, like, they put in work. I don't want to give evil overlords any type of credit, but Capcom really been putting in some work in terms of like making just great games for their community and stuff like that. From the remakes they got with like all the Resident Evil to the fighting game side to the Marvel vs. Capcom whole revival thing that they did to now Monster Hunter Wild, they are cooking.
Ain't going crazy. And
then I'm pretty sure next year they're going to cook even more. And so shout out to them. I know Kev got some probably stuff to say. I have no problem with the game. I literally don't. I just can't wait to see the more monsters they add and stuff like that. And I don't know if you know this, Kev, but another like crazy quality of life thing, there's no more gender specific armor.
Yeah, I saw
so
that.
you can mix and match it.
Monster Hunter got woke.
Monster Hunter got woke.
Damn. Damn, G.
Yeah.
The Japanese when DIY is crazy, G.
You said DIY like the freaking Western.
DIY. Look, man, I'm thinking of right.
But no, I'm the same as I because I was locked into a lot of other stuff this week, but I did get a chance to play. I did the opening mission and then the first hunt they give you afterwards.
Yeah.
Yeah. Really solid. And whoever is in charge of female design, because I slept on her, but that handler.
Yeah.
That handler.
Hold on.
And the blacksmith chick, we already knew.
I'm about to say, put some respect on it.
Blacksmith chick, like I mean, that's the only thing. But look, when they announced that game, that was all we were talking about. She was literally the thumbnail for every single Monster Hunter Wilds video, so we already knew how great she was designed. So kudos to whoever designed her. But also that handler chick, she grew on me too because she looking good too, man. So shout out to the development team when it comes to the character and even the character customization too. I'm glad to see that you got the Japanese developers are starting to look at actual black hairstyles, like actual thing, like not just the afro, but like other stuff that we wear for our hairstyles. I'm glad to see that stuff. And,
hold on. First off, we'll have to down the cross for that to happen, bro. First off, we have to have to down the cross for that to happen, bro. My two complaints is that they nerfed two of my favorite weapons in that game, being the switch axe and the insect glaive. Like why? Like, why can't I fly around on the insect glaive? That's the whole purpose of the weapon. And then the charge axe, like, it doesn't unless there's some inputs that I'm missing, but like at max energy, it doesn't let you like do the animation where you click onto the monster, you stab it, you release that blade. It doesn't let me do that anymore. But aside from that, this game is giving me world vibes, which is good. Because if y'all weren't around, me and Detroit, we poured. Man, that game had us. Yeah, bro.
It had me at one point.
Worlds had us locked into that game, and unfortunately, I didn't get that same vibe with Rising. It's just I just didn't really vibe with it like that. I did like some of the stuff they did with the little zip lining and stuff, but Wilds really gave me that world scratch that I've been looking for. So definitely going to be locking into that game and looking forward to it. That's it.
Yeah, so be on the lookout for that. That drops in February, correct? The very bloated month of February.
Yeah.
Hey, look, man, I don't know what they were thinking. They said go crazy, G. But that's it for news. We're gonna go ahead and get into our main discussion for this week. So, which is based on game preservation. So, Cam, I'll let you lead on this discussion.
Yeah, so this is something that's been kind of there's been a lot of talks over the last week about emulation and game preservation and things of that nature. So I thought it'd be good for us on the podcast because we don't really talk a lot about this issue, but I do think that it's important to note, especially as we head more towards a really digital only infrastructure, the importance of game preservation and what our government is trying to do against it. So recently this week, I highly, I'm going to give you a layman's version, but I highly encourage you, if you are interested in this topic, to check out some ordinary gamers, Mudahar. He goes a lot more into this. It's called, the video is called It's a Bad Day for Video Games. But essentially this past week, I want to say it is the United States Copyright Office. I don't know what the official name is, but basically they put out an opposition towards essentially what is trying to be discussed is essentially like a digital library for old games, right? So like games that you cannot go on any digital landscape and buy the game. Like the only way you can get the game is going on eBay and getting scammed. Example, one of my favorite series as a kid growing up on a DS, Mega Man Star Force. I can't get that game I can't get it on any Nintendo digital landscape. I have to, if I wanted to get the game, the only way is to get scammed on eBay. So basically this is talking about having a library where us as gamers, we can go in and for like really old games that are no longer being sold, to be able to go in and get those games. and they opposed it. The reasons were so bad. It was something about like gamers use gaming for recreational purposes. Like, yes,
Yeah.
like no shit. And so like it sparks a lot of conversation about like the future of game preservation. I mean, we just recently had the whole escapade with Ubisoft. I don't know any chance to slander that company with them with dealing with the crew debacle about them shutting that game down. So like even if you own the game, they just shut it down. You can no longer access it. You have to get the Crew 2 or the Crew Motorsports or whatever they're calling it. And then it also begs the question, when are they going to shut those games down so that you can get the Crew 3? So it's a lot. I'll let these guys talk and go a little bit more into detail on my end, get their initial thoughts. But there's a lot around just the structure of how a lot of these game companies are you're starting to see how they feel about game preservation. And it's not a good thing if you are someone who is interested in preserving a lot of classic games, a lot of old games that are like more than 10 years old, getting those games in a state where we can access it without having to worry about, the BS of not owning it or not being able to access it digitally, or again, getting scammed on eBay.
All right, so I'll go first on it. Yeah, this is a very interesting topic, especially where, like, if you see on social media, people have a really big heart for nostalgia. Like, nostalgia is one of the biggest things. Like, people remember the PS2, Xbox, GameCube era. That's like arguably the golden era of gaming for a lot of people, especially for me. And people talk about, oh, we need to get remasters of certain games like shit like NBA Street, Def Jam Fighting Series, other little things. Stuff like that, that's more licensing issues. Like, I'm not really tripping on those. But you do have games like Cam mentioned, like a Mega Man, that is really like a specific Mega Man game that you won't be able to find by no means unless Capcom makes Mega Man, right? Make sure I'm thinking it right. Yeah, Capcom just sit there and say, you know what? We're going to make a HD 4K collection of all the DS Mega Man games and just throw it on the Switch or something like that. That's the only way you're going to get some of these type of games. And the video that you posted, and I watched it, and the fact that literally Splinter Cell, which is one of the grand franchises of like years ago, and you can't find one of the core sequels of the game is insane. Not on Ubisoft end, not even on Xbox's end. That is insane when you think about it. And then when you even look at what Nintendo does with their super anti emulation, so it's like, fuck around if you want to and find out. Good luck. But it goes back to like, okay, how are we going to access these catalogs of games? Because for one, we're going more into a digital structure, and how we're going to go about licensing and owning these games. Because yes, you have emulation, but that's pirating. That's technically illegal, but that's the only way people can go back and play some of these games, because I believe it was mentioned like almost 80% of games is technically extinct media in a way, because you can't just go to GameStop. Well, you probably can, because they slowly go into nostalgia base as well, but you can't just go to GameStop and be like, you know what, let me get a fresh copy of Def Jam Fight for New York on the PS2. You can't. Only way is through eBay. So, and that's going to probably run you a smooth $100,000, $200, because the game doesn't exist. So you have to go to a nostalgia shop, and even then, it's still going to tax you. So there's no way of going back to get old titles. Like, yeah, you could still go to the PlayStation Store if you want to play something like the old Ratchet and Clanks, the OG like Jack and Daxter, stuff like that. Those are like golden series back then. But you can't go back and play certain games unless they present it to you. And you have to repurchase it. That's even the worst part. You have to repurchase it for probably $30, $40, $50, depending on how they choose to go about it. So, and then on top of it, yeah, it's the digital version, but they could sit there and take it away when they so choose. That's still the nasty part about it at the end of the day. And that's probably the frustrating thing that a lot of people do go about it as well, because emulation is very frowned upon. And even if you do have an OG version, I still have the OG version of San Andreas to this day. I am never getting rid of it. That's one that came from launch. So hot coffee is in that game, but I can't touch it. Like, I can't put it in my PS5 right now and go ahead and play. The only way I can play is the digital versions that I have. So it's just it's really nasty, and it's one of those things we, like, the industry itself has to really buck up and bite the bullet on when it comes to it, because remastering and remaking games, and then the remakes and remasters be sometimes worse than the PS2, PS3, PS1 version. It defeats the whole fucking purpose. As we go back to the GTA collection, come on, like they took multiple patches just for it to be functional. So, like, the industry and stuff has to really figure out this likability. Like, some games I get, like if it's a license, like NBA games, Def Jam games, even some of the old superhero games from back then, you really can't do much because you got to actually work with those people, and then also even licensing of players, rappers, and stuff like that. But it's something they have to really go back and figure out on, especially on like original game titles and stuff.
So. Like, you know, I think emulation is a big topic, but I think it's so, you know, I think the messed up part about it is the way that developers make games these days and what they consider like profit. Because it'd be nothing for a developer to make an HD remake of a game and throw it out there, but the margins that they probably make off of it, they feel like, hey, it's not worth it. Is Dino Crisis a classic Capcom game? Yes. Is niggas gonna buy Dino Crisis if they make just an HD remake of it, or whatever the hell PlayStation called out there that they got in the store? No. So like it's I think that's the problem with it. And I think the preservation aspect of it should be in the forefront. I can live without some games coming back. You know what I mean? In terms of like, I might not be able to play NBA Ballers no more. I'm okay with that. You know what I'm saying? I'll emulate, but I think in terms of, we have to, especially as a gaming community, speak up on the preservation part of it, because now they can stop your game from playing regardless because everything's digital. So now, if you enjoy Concord, you can't go to the shooting range after you paid your money to it. You'll get a refund, I guess, but it's worthless. It's really just a piece of dust if you collect it and sell it to a person who like garbage PlayStation titles 30 years from now. I think that's the biggest thing that I need. I want gamers to have a voice on, is just preservation and being able to have things that's backwards compatible and be able to play it and not be restricted on what we can do with it. Like Nintendo has a lock on their properties, and so many people was like, hey, it'd be good if I could play this, that, now. They're like, okay, we're gonna give it to you. We're gonna need some money. You know, but I already played it, and you're not changing anything or making it look better. But we just gonna need some money, you know. Like, I think about when they did the 3D stuff for Mario, when they did
yep.
I think it was in 64 Sunshine and
or Sunshine and Galaxy,
and it's just like, you know, the games wasn't no different, and they just, you niggas want it, you can have it. And I'll just be scared of some of my favorite games come from this generation of like the digital age, and I hate the fact, and I'm not the biggest on, I replay it the month after I beat it, but like I do go back and I do replay games. Like I think I would be extremely hurt if 20 years from now my son won't be able to play Cyberpunk because it's just wiped off the face of the earth. I'd be like, dang, you're never going to see the greatness of Pan Am. That's messed up. that's gonna really affect their childhood. So I really just want like the preservation aspect to be taken seriously because they have the right to take this stuff off the storefront. Um, Steam or Valve now has to say that it's a they can't say a purchase anymore. They have to say something else.
Licensing.
Yeah, you licensing a game. Niggas leasing games now, bro. Like it's a car on a lot. Like it's nasty. It's nasty. I'm gonna get my game repoed because they didn't get the margins that they wanted or that they didn't see. And that's the only how games get shut down now. It's we can get 500,000 players on Steam. Peace. Or like, and I think what's really going to hurt people is when it start affecting the players' wallets. When more popular live service games don't hit the numbers, because niggas gonna chop it up. But here go Nostradamus Trail talking. In 1 or 2 years, Apex is gonna cease to exist. Right? They're gonna shut Apex down. If you don't say, "Hey,"
bullshit with Linux.
Yeah, like
so.
So if you look at yourself, you say, "I spent so much on these microtransactions, so much on these role skins, so much on this, so much on these gun skins. I spent $500 to get an heirloom." They wiping that off the net, and you won't have nothing to show for it.
You can't do shit about it,
and you can't do nothing about it. That's not right. Okay, Smite almost had an implosion for Smite 2 because all the skins that people bought for Smite 2 wasn't transferring over just yet. I mean, spot for Smite 1 wasn't transferring and stuff for Smite 2. And it almost had an implosion and nobody was going to play the game until they was like, okay, some real scummy stuff, but eventually the skins start to come over to the game and things of that nature. And I think it's the same thing as kind of like, Overwatch is a deeper conversation about that and things of that nature and what we spend money on and what, things like that. But I just think at the end of the day, I think like gamers going to have to be conscious with their wallet. And I think like, I don't think digital is convenient, but I hate that it's becoming a way.
Be the only.
Yeah, it shouldn't be the only. I think this or have give me a memory chip or something. I can slot into my PlayStation. I don't know. But the fact that digitally they can take anything they want from me, I can't stand it. Pretty soon the only games you're gonna be able to play on Steam is gonna be porn games. And nobody want to play no Gouda games, bro. I'm good on that.
So yeah, for sure. I think a topic of conversation that and this is why I say like the gaming industry likes to lead these, like it's almost like they're trying to lead this conversation when it comes to emulation specifically, is that they equate emulation to piracy, which is not the case. Emulation is not piracy. Piracy is you download an emulator, you acquire the BIOS from some third-party site, which that in and of itself, that's starting piracy, and then you download an ISO, a ROM, or whatever to play a certain game. That is piracy. Emulation is just the platform that allows you, if you have, say for instance, you have a PlayStation 2, you can go get PCSX2, and then you can go to your old PlayStation 2, download the BIOS off of your PlayStation, upload it into the BIOS of the emulator, and then Chris, you got that copy of Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. You download that ISO onto your computer, and now you can play Grand Theft Auto on your, and that is legal. That should be legal because that is your PS2. It is up to you to do whatever you want to do with your PS2. It is when you download an emulator, you download a BIOS that you don't. So I don't own a Game Boy, or I don't own a PlayStation 2. So if I download a PS2 emulator, I'm gonna have to get the BIOS from somewhere else. That is piracy. And so a lot of game companies like to kind of screw the argument of like, oh, emulation is piracy. No, emulation is all about preservation. It's just about being able to take your old ass PS2, with a copy of GTA San Andreas and be able to play it on a PC with enhanced graphics, improved textures, improved frame rates, the works, right? It's to be able to do stuff.
Engine coming out of rocket launchers.
Yeah, right. Mods. It's to be able to do stuff like that through emulation, because obviously you won't be able to do that on your old PS2 unless you freaking jailbreaked it, which is another entire process in and of itself. And another thing, because I know a lot of people are going to bounce back with the whole remaster remake thing, and Chris also mentioned this later, but sometimes the remasters and remakes, not only do they suck, but sometimes they end up replaced. Like Horizon, take Horizon for example.
Mm-hmm.
You cannot get, so Horizon already originally came out on Steam. When they announced the remaster, they took down the original on Steam, and so now if you want to play Horizon, you have to get the remaster that just came out. That is fucking scummy.
PlayStation as well. You cannot buy the original Horizon. They took it off all the marketplace.
Yeah.
So even on the PS4, like they just say you have the PS, like
the PS4, maybe I would say maybe, but I mean, if you got a PS4 and our Lord and Savior 2024.
And also, I think most people have the free version as well, because the Horizon was free on Play. But to the point, like the fact that like they can say, "Hey, look," I think they even did it with GTA, where they had took down the originals and they replaced
the original OG port.
Yeah, and they replaced it with the definitive edition. Like that's what we're talking about. That stuff where it's like you get like what's the track you were talking about, Chris? Some people want to bump that, you know what I'm saying, on their old version. So like, it becomes like, it just because, and then even speaking more on Sony, we take the whole Sony, Nintendo, Xbox with the Game Pass, Nintendo Switch Online, PlayStation Plus stuff with the PS3. I know the PS3 took a blood sacrifice and a satanic ritual to develop, but the fact that I can't take my library of over like 200 something games of my PS3 digital library and access it on my PS5 is bullshit.
It's sad.
Fuck the PlayStation Classics. I don't care about trophies or anything like that. I just want to be able to boot up my old PS3 games that I bought on your digital infrastructure on the PS3 and then play it on my PS5 and not have to rely on a subscription service or anything like that. And like with Nintendo being slow as hell when it comes to releasing stuff on their platform to buy it, it's like no one wants to be in that. No one wants to be put in that situation. So like for me personally, I just think that like a lot of these conversations around game preservations, people like to automatically go to, oh, piracy is wrong, piracy is bad. And yes, piracy is wrong, piracy is bad. When it comes to Nintendo, like the reason why Nintendo has such a hatred for emulation is because you have dumbasses who keep getting the Switch emulator and getting games like a week before they launch. So like there are some people right now that can play the new Mario Brothers Luigi game because the file got dumped. So you can go get the dump file and play the game right now on the Switch, and that's piracy. That is wrong. You should not be pirating games that you can still like purchase within a digital landscape. We are talking about game preservations for old games. Like right now, I cannot get Star Force unless I go through a third-party means or a mom and pop shop that happens to be selling it, or again on eBay. I can't acquire that game in a digital landscape at all. We are talking about old game preservation. That is where the conversation lies. And a lot of people like to skew it to this end all be all of, oh, but it's piracy. That's not what we're talking about when it comes to this conversation. So this is definitely, and like I'd even say it like this, like if I wasn't game sharing with Day Trail, I'd still be buying games physically. Like yeah. I would, because I care more about that in a lot. And even on that storefront, people are like gaming companies are starting to be scummy with that. I forgot what game came out, but there's this game that had came out recently where even if you purchase the physical version, it doesn't like download. It doesn't come with, because like essentially, if you guys don't know, when it comes to physical version of games, you get the game and then essentially it's downloading the 0-day patch, right? So right now, let's say for instance, PlayStation servers like shut down or something, but you own but you own a physical copy of Resident Evil 4 Remake. If you have the physical version, no matter what, you can still play that game from start to finish on patch 0. Whatever, right? Whatever the game released in. It might be buggy, it might be glitchy, it might be whatever, but you can still play that game with that physical copy. There are certain game companies now that are starting to sidestep that when it comes to physical versions of the game. And that is also scummy. So that's another point in pretension, like when it comes to like the physical copy aspect of video games, is like that preservation aspect, because essentially, and also as we move forward towards a more digital only foundation, there's also the aspect of like what Detrail mentioned with the licensing, how whenever you sign those user agreement forms, you're basically saying, I am okay with not owning this game. Every time you boot up a game and you go down this list of, you skip it or you just agree to all, you're basically saying like, I'm okay with not owning this game. And at any point in time, if you shut this game server down and I'm no longer able to play the game, I am agreeing that I'm okay with that. And I think that there needs to be changes to that, like legally, to like not allow that type of stuff, because these are games that I'm spending money on that I should own, that I should be able to play at any given point in time. And that is what preservation is all about. Being able to take your game, even if it is a multiplayer only game or whatever, being able to take that game and like even make private servers or something like that, to where like if the game no longer has its own servers, you can make your own private servers and play with your friends or whatever. But being able to preserve those games in a state that you can be able to access it and play it at any given time. And that is what is important when it comes to the gaming industry. And I will end it off on that.
Yep. But either way, the main thing is the industry as a whole, you have to really find a balance. It's a perfect balance. And I feel like as we are entering more into this digital age, not even just gaming, film, music especially. I think music's probably suffering the worst, and gaming is probably almost on the verge of touching it, especially as we have more of these like subscription, like Game Pass and the PlayStation changing their thing up to subscription as well. You got to find a way to make sure, for one, people are getting paid, but also the people who are investing, they have some type of ownership. And I think that's the real struggle as we're into this more digital based world, especially in terms of media. So hopefully the industry figures it out, especially on the gaming end, where I feel it's probably more significant than anything, because music, you could easily finesse music, but even still. But either way, let's hope for the best. But let's go ahead and get into our Attack the Clown of the week. Let me see my music. All right. Cool. All right. Anyway, so my clown of the week, mine could be simple. It would be the Chicago Bears, but I'm tired of being miserable. So fuck them.
Oh, I heard about that Hail Mary stuff.
Yeah, and they're getting their ass kicked right now. But
they getting cooked by what's his face in them, bro?
Hey, look, man. Shout out to Man and them. They doing their thing. But either way, I'm not gonna do it. I'm gonna keep it honestly really simple. Anybody who ain't seriously gonna vote this upcoming week. Voting is election day is this Tuesday, so that's the 5th. This episode will be up by then. If you don't go out and vote, or you haven't already, like if you did like I did, shout out to you guys. Look, do that, because Tuesday gonna be a mess. Like, it's gonna be a mess.
Yeah.
But if you go out to vote and if you don't go out to vote, you're part of the legit. You're a bigger problem than anybody voted for the Orange Clown at this point, because you're not even making your voice heard unless you legit have legitimate reasons. Like, got a record, you convict, yes, I get that. But even then, you have ways as well. Push your people to vote, So I highly encourage, if you're not out here trying to vote, you're a bigger problem than anything else. But also, if you voted for that Orange Clown, or if you voted for the Orange Clown and you're giving other people a hard freaking time because they not voted for the Orange Clown, you're a clown in yourself. So literally, But definitely encourage everybody. Please go out and vote this election day. Please, if you haven't yet, if you can vote early, do so. There's plenty of, still vote early tomorrow, Monday. But definitely go out and vote. Do make your voice matters at the end of the day. But if you vote for that orange clown, you're definitely a pest in my mind. Especially if he gets reelected. But hey. Well, I can't wait for his crash out though if he loses. That crash out's gonna be legendary. Like he's gonna have a legendary crash out. It might lead to more problems in itself, but I'm looking forward to the crash out when he loses. So that's my clown.
I will piggyback off that. More so going for local elections. We have a lot of edgelords out here who are like, I'm not voting for any of the presidents because both of them suck. Cool, whatever, right? I'm speaking specifically on people who are not voting for local elections. We have a lot of people who like to get on their soapboxes on Twitter and Facebook and all those social media sites and go like, I have all these problems that are plaguing our community when it comes to our education system, when it comes to rental property, when it comes to all this stuff. But you don't go out and vote. Or if you do go out and vote, you don't do your due diligence. You don't practice due diligence and do your research on these judges, because that is very important. You can argue me sideways on the importance of who wins between the two presidential candidates. But you have to realize, you have to understand the importance of your local elections. These are people that are put in charge that directly affect the policies in our own community. So, I mean, I would highly encourage you guys to look up, it's called Know Your Judge. I think it's knowyourjudge.com or .org. That is a great website that gives you a lot of information on who is in your local ward, who is running up for re-election, their past policies, what they've done, and they do deep research. Because there was a couple people that I saw on that ballot that was on some super racist stuff that I was like, oh no, we don't want you to continue on. So it is very important that you vote not only for your presidential elects, but for your local elections, because that is stuff that is going to impact you.
Yep.
Your kids, your household, your community. That stuff impacts you. So please, please, please go out and vote. Let your voice be heard. Utilize your citizens' right to do that stuff, and let's get some changes, man. I can speak a lot more on the presidential elect side of things, but we're not trying to turn this super politicals. So we'll just have to look. You'll know how we think next episode.
Yeah, by the end it might be. It's gonna be keeping it real episode.
That's when we go have
real episode. That's when we go have.
That's when we go have to have some real conversations for the nerd side of things.
y'all might be seeing me with the yamin on me. With that, man, I might like it. On the public, I might have it on me. Don't tell me. But I don't really have a clown. I would just say, no matter what happens after this election, a lot of families were divided because of political views and things of that nature. People probably left their churches. Niggas probably got divorced. Niggas probably got fired from their job. After this whole debacle was over, please mingle y'all relationships back together. Trust me, Trump ain't gonna save your family. Kamala ain't gonna do it either. Go tell that stupid uncle you love him and hope that uncle tell you sorry, man. Lock in. Thanksgiving is almost here. Don't use it to be a day in which all you do is stuff your face to eat. Be thankful for whoever you believe in gave you some goddamn breath, and continue to live on how you live. Like I said, we're not political on this podcast, even though there was 2 political takes that happened. But those are telling you to go vote and go do those things that your ancestors fight for. Unless you was white, I don't care if you white. But if you black, brown, anything else, your ancestors fought for you to go out there and vote. Same thing for if you're a woman, protect your rights and things of that nature. But all in all, be safe. Again, if you mad what happens with that election and you try to pick on a random black dude and you see me, I might have that yamin on me. Do not approach
around here. You will get
slapping koofies off people, man. Don't come at me crazy. I will slap the red hat off you, bro.
Don't do it. Don't do it. I'm coming by the blood and shells. So don't do it. Okay.
I got peace of mind and peace of mind.
No, not do it. Don't do it. So all in all, just live your life. Be safe. Tuesday, be safe. Be safe. Niggas gonna be mad. Be safe. If you live in rural America, hey, don't. If you see a pickup truck behind you, hit them corners. All right, dodge them joints. You know, do what you gotta do.
In pairs too. Go vote with someone. Don't vote on your own.
I gotta go freaking vote.
Vote with someone. Go vote with someone that you feel, because again,
I am registered though. I am registered. Nigga, so don't think Trill ain't get registered.
It's real crazy. People are doing some really stupid stuff around these voting polls. So just make sure y'all, practicing what you do. Be safe, because this is. A lot of people aren't emphasizing this enough. This is a very important election that's coming up. So important. A very important election that's coming up. So please go vote. Yeah, that's it.
Yep. So please make sure you guys vote. But with that said, we appreciate you guys for listening, watching. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe if you're watching us on YouTube. If you're listening, Apple Pod, SoundCloud, Spotify, make sure you subscribe, follow on that platform as well. Once again, shout out to our new followers, our new subscribers. We appreciate you guys. Make sure you follow the TikTok at Tweeking Media. Follow the Facebook page as well, Tweeking Media. Follow our Twitter page, Attack on Culture. And thanks for listening, watching. Peace. Have a good week.
Peace.